David, thank you very much for being with us here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
We've heard at the spring meetings that the global economy is weakening, risks are increasing. What are the IMF's main messages to policymakers?
Our message this week was that the recovery is too weak and it's too slow, and there are a number of downside risks. So it really is important for the member countries to take action, try and strengthen recovery, try and ward off the downside risks. What we've been saying is that it's time for a three-pronged approach, not just using any one policy and certainly no longer relying or over-relying on monetary policy. We've called for structural reforms, fiscal support, as well as monetary policy to try to raise global growth.
So what are the consequences of policy inaction then?
I think the most likely outcome is just that recovery would be slow, we'd see stagnant economies, and continued disinflation in the world. Of course, it's possible that the downside risks would materialize and we could see worse. I don't think we would see a repeat of crisis like we've seen before. But I think there are a number of weaknesses in the global economy, corporations under stress, corporate stress that could infect banking sectors or could affect sovereigns. So I think it really is important not to allow inaction to be the word of the day.
And in your conversations with government authorities, did they agree with this?
For the most part, people agreed with our assessment. No one suggested that global growth is likely to be higher than our forecasts. Most agreed that we had identified the right risks. There were some who suggested that the tone of the discussions here were a bit gloomy and that it was important to be upbeat in order to encourage action. I think most also embraced the three-pronged approach that we've talked about and decided that that was the way to go. Of course, there were some countries that prefer one prong or another. They have their favorite policy initiative, but on the whole, I think they agreed with us. If I have a concern, it's that people decided that it was time to act, but I think people haven't decided to act, and it's important that countries actually take our advice and begin to act to support global growth.
Do you have any words of wisdom for the world?
Well, as Winston Churchill said, I never worry about action, only inaction.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.